Welcome to the show, folks. Great to be back here after being in the cold weather. We'll get to that a little later in the broadcast. Why we're here, you know the usual. 37,253 plus 35 in Nueces County, 697 plus 9. That's up to 700 cases. 2.6 million. State of Texas, 5532. 42,321 plus 202. That probably adds up to almost 500. 499K, 1831. 28.1 million, 69,740. 111 million, 62.7 million, and 2.46 deaths. California, biggest one ever, 1.18, 2293. 19,885, 131. That almost makes up to 20,000 in Los Angeles County. And again, nothing is going to be done about it unless someone steps up to the plate and starts following safety tips. Unless someone decides to put their foot down and realize there is a virus going on, we need to make sure we know what we're doing. We need to follow tips, and we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Again, you need to realize that you need to be social distancing, big part, social distancing. The definition is no less than 6 feet apart. That's the definition. Also, that's the whole definition. 6 feet. Masks at the nose, not down here, nor down here. And if you give me a sec here. Carry on, guys. Okay. These. If you don't have these, I would suggest you get these. But if you're working, then this could work. But no one can probably hear you, and this could work. I mean, so I probably might do an experiment. So you may be wondering, I wanted to see for myself what would happen if I wear a face shield. So you would go in a public place and then start wearing these. But it's just a little piece of plastic with a thing and a pad. It works a lot. And it's like a microphone. It's a protective evacuation mask and if you're going to use this, you need to make sure that you remove the outer plastic protective film before you use it. It can only be used as a mask to prevent from liquid from overflowing. And make sure you clean it as good as ever, even though it's just a good piece of plastic. I think it would work. But I think it's too. But I don't think it's too exposing. So if you want to try this out, I would guarantee you it would work. Surgical masks, yes, it would work. But it has to be pinched together at the nose, not below the nose, not on the chin, not below here. At the nose, the bridge of the nose. There's no reason for that to happen. The only reason for that is because of the numbers. I mean, don't trust those anti-maskers who believe that the numbers are fake. The numbers are real, and the medical team posted it, and the New York Times has answers. They know what's going on. They're experts. You want to say the numbers are lying? The numbers are fake? Well, they're not fake. They're real. You don't believe that? You might as well take a trip down to. You might as well go talk to your doctor. I mean, it's not a hoax. Even though one Lyft driver told me it's a hoax. I mean, sit down in the front seat. There's rules. Even if you're taking Lyft, you need a mask. If you're going to take the bus, you need masks. Public transportation, you need to wear masks. Grocery stores, schools, you need to wear a mask. The only time you cannot wear a mask is if you're singing at a church or eating and drinking. That's the only time that you cannot take off the masks. Wash your hands every 20 seconds. It's not going to take that long to just run your hands through water and just through soap and water. It helps kill germs. But if you don't wash hands, the germs get high on your hands and can make you sick when you eat, drink, or touch anything. So just try to understand that safety is what's important. Lastly, if you have a medical condition, your child's under 10, they cannot be wearing masks. If they ask you where's your mask, you politely tell them that you have a medical condition or your child's under 10, and if they say you still need to wear a mask, wear it. And I think they can provide masks if you forgot one. So next time if you get a mask, they can provide masks for you. And they're trying to help out as best they can. Next, the latest on the cold weather, and then a little later in this broadcast, my experience throughout the cold weather for the past 5 days. Stay with us. Now to the latest on the cold weather. Everything is going back to normal smoothly. Everything's opening up. They're going to get their foods and all that stuff. And I'm just glad to be home. So with that, let's look at the latest water boiler elected. Corpus Christi here in Corpus Christi, Carolina, followed by Padre Island, Portland, Orange Grove, River Access Water Supply Corporation, Sinton, Robstown, Carter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. It's 10 cities. And for those who are lifted, Alice, Aransas, who are still under that, Aransas Pass, Bayside, Driscoll, Falfurrias, Rockport, Taft. I could give you the whole list, but if you are one of those areas that's still under water boil notice, you need to make sure you follow those tips. Make sure you guys follow those tips follow the tips from the CDC so that you know how to boil your water. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to make sure that you know what you're doing with it. I mean, this Arctic blast went through, and I don't even know. I mean, I was stuck. My brain was frozen and couldn't even. And couldn't even figure it out. But there are, the crews are beginning to make repairs to the island water main. Water Department is planning repairs 20-inch water main on Padre Island. Work has been postponed. Expected to take 6 to 7 hours. If you live in the island, you residents, you could experience water loss. So make sure you know that. So again, if you live on the island, you need to. You still have your water bottles. Get ready. For 6 to 7 hours. Just remember that. And neighbors are helping out neighbors in South Texas for helping restore their water pipe at a time. So if you're in need of someone top water has a. This person could be great. And I do appreciate what this guy does. So if you're in a Corpus Christi area where you need to get your pipes repaired, you can just contact a neighbor, figure out yourself, call a plumber. It may cost you money. Just avoid those plumber scams. When we come back, we're gonna have more Give Me Break. More Give Me Break when we come back, including the question: is melted snow safe? Plus some truancy cases throughout a few days ago, and from this time from New Jersey and from Florida. I mean, since the pandemic, why hasn't school districts in Florida been able to crack down on this and have tougher truancy rules in their schools? With many people who are still on the water boil and have pipes exploding and getting fixed, the question is, for those who have snow, is it safe to drink melted snow? According to the dry and bushcraft.co.uk, freshly melted snow is generally considered to be safe to drink without further treatment. However, it should not be assumed because that water is frozen safe to drink. Exercise the same caution for melted ice as you do would for standing water. If in doubt, boil the water for 10 minutes. And this was from Inside Edition 2 days ago. 2 days ago, Inside Edition did a report about this. And probably people are using it for bathing their children. Listen, I don't have a problem with that, but you need to make sure that you're boiling, that your child is safe from. If you're going to give your child a bath, you need to make sure that the water is boiled and all that stuff. From the answer from the backpacker.com, drinking water is made from clean white snowmelt is generally considered safe because pathogens don't usually survive in it. But if you're going to do that, you need to filter it. And there's probably some water filtering gadgets that you can find online. You can find at any store. I'm going to give you some of the best water filter gadgets. I mean, you've got the Life Straw, you've got the carbon faucet filter one side. You also got the Zero Water 23 cup ready to pour water dispenser. You got the Faucet Tap Water Clean Purifier Activated Carbon from Walmart. You also got the pack of 2 faucet water filter. Some of these are, I don't know, some of these are expensive, some of them are not expensive. And if you're feeling like you need to test that water, just try to go up to a lab and have them test to make sure that it's safe. But if I were you, I'd leave it to the experts because they're top. I leave it to the experts because they know what they're talking about, and they're experts on this. And now onto the education beat. Truancy cases are on the rise here. I mean, since the pandemic, I've been talking about this for years and years and years on the show. But as it turns out, the cases are rising up to the top. Right here. The whole reason why it's rising up to the top is because during this pandemic, no one has acquired, for those who do remote learning, no one has acquired a computer or a computer from school. If you should have done it before school time, you should have done it before the start of the school year. I mean, this happened in Orange County, Florida. But the Florida state law happens to the students who receive 15 or more excused absences in a 9-day calendar period. Seminole County students' problems dropped a little more than 133%. Volusia County is up 72%. And the lowest ever was in Oshalua County. I can't pronounce that word. There was almost a 54% increase in Lake County, almost more than 50%. But the biggest spike ever in Central Florida was in the area's largest school district. The number of kids basically not joining Orange Grove County was nearly 1,456%. I'll get to that later. Angie Gell, the member of the Florida PTA, she's worried about what's to come. But the Florida PTA has issued statements. But there's no statewide attendance policy and sets up the individual school district to force attendance. The Florida PTA started an attendance campaign where they can change that into analyze. They said that we want to use. PTA members said we truly want to use this attendance campaign to educate parents and provide support for students to be in school. Schools collect attendance consistently across the state. And Lake County said a team that monitors student absences will contact the families. But why not have an attendance policy? I mean, if you go to school, you have what's called an attendance review board. They have to look at that. They have to look at the attendance, look at the numbers, and that accrues to truancy. And if you are a parent, you should know that. I've been telling you tips about this throughout these past two seasons, last season. I mean, for 3 years, I've been doing this show. Seriously, I've been doing this show for 3 years. And I'm sticking to this topic like glue. And the biggest problem ever, besides the bullying and the online, is the working. Look, I get, and children, listen, I get that you want to help your mom and dad pay the bills. But there comes a time you do that. And that is after graduation. So after graduation, then you can help your mom and dad pay the bills. What if you're in college? Well, two things. You're going to have to balance it. Balance college life to helping your mom and dad pay the bills. So this would fall on a scale. So if you're trying to balance it, what I recommend you do is, it's like, do I want to go to college? The college thing will be here, and the supporting your parents being here. So watch the hands. There's probably no way to balance it, but right now, all the best I can give you right now, it's your decision when you get out of high school. You want to get a job, you want to go to college. I mean, that's what my mom was. If you don't go to college, you might as well get a job. So I chose not to go to college and get a job. And I never did go to college, and I never went to college. Because I want to be supportive of my family. And if I could have done the show live from college with my roommate, and then he or she we could have been great co-anchors together for this show, and the college president, the head, would have been like, looking at me like, you have great topics, Mr. Carmody. We could really use your show. Mr. Carmody, you have a show for Women Bank, right? When did you create this? While I was in high school? And he asked me what's it all about. Well, it's about getting things off my chest, basically. It's about two things. One, getting things off my chest. The second, to help out people in situations from these topics, like bullying, truancy, all that stuff. That's what I would have told the head. if I was still in college. And they would have been like, we could really use your show for help. And that's like, sure. And then, sure, we can use the show, and then they can help. But in New Hampshire, after during the pandemic, some schools turned to CPS. I mean, if you look at the graph, here's a graph. Here's the graph, 2018. The orange is 2019, the blue was 2020. The line goes down, up, down, flat, up, and up. 2019. January. Educational neglect, down, 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 down. That goes flat, flat, up, up, down, flat. 2020. We're at January. We go down to February. It goes down, down. April, down, up. June, July through August. That goes flat. And then you go up to September, October, November, and December 2020. The numbers have gone up. And if you look at this next one, the graph. This is the graph represented. I mean, 2019, 5. Court new cases, 5. 18 new cases for 2020. No new cases for 2019. 9 cases. 2 new cases for 2019, 11 for 2020. 1 new case, 1 case for 2019, and 8 from 2020. No for 2019, 6 for 2020. Last year. Last year, the cases have gone up because no one decides that school is very, very important. And the same thing, 61 cases, 68 have gone up in 2020, while 61, 27, 11, 10, 11 for 2019, 31 for 2 years ago, 6 2 years, 2, 1, 0. The cases have gone up. And if you want to use child protective services as a weapon, I don't think it's a good idea to be using child protective services as a weapon. Putting them in foster care. I would recommend you take them to court. They're surety court. You don't threaten them with CPS. And there's a reason why. No one wants to do this. Back in a moment. So the question is, what does educational neglect mean? Coming up on Give and Break Monday, we're going to tell you what it means. And how do you improve the educational neglect? And ask, and tells you who reports it. And the question, can you go to jail for educational neglect? That's on Give tomorrow, Give and Break Monday. And that's it for Give Me a Break Sunday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Monday. And before I go, my cold experience was a cold one. Stuck in a cold weather, no power. I can tell you, make sure you're prepared. Good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.